Welcome back to another episode of AI Realm, where I play as a character named Plazma, a half Fey, half dragon hybrid who's just making his way in the world. See how the last episode will play out this time. Color returns to Elric's face. He breathes easier, though he still looks battered. Thank you, he says, voice steadier. That was closer than I care to repeat. He glances towards the taint well, then at the violet wisp hovering at the edge of the clearing. It wants us to follow. I think it's been trying to guide us or warn us since we first saw it. He slowly gets to his feet using his moonstone wand as a crutch. The corruption is spreading faster than I feared. That well, it's a focal point. If we don't stop it, the whole forest could fall. Would fire cleanse the well? Elric frowned, studying the viscous dark pool. Fire may burn away the physical taint, but the corruption is arcane. It's woven into the runes on the trees and the soil itself. He gestures with his wand. If you use your dragon's breath, you could certainly scorch it, maybe even disrupt it temporarily, but to truly cleanse it, we need to sever its connection to whatever is rewriting the runes. He looks at me meaningfully. That commander, the one that fled, it wasn't just leading bone crackers, it was feeding the well. I think it's a conduit. If we find where it came from, the violet wisp drifts a few feet farther northeast, pulsing softly. I rise and begin following the violet wisp. Elric nods grimly, shouldering his pack and falling in step beside me, limping but determined. The wisp leads us northeast, away from the taint well and deeper into a part of the forest where the trees grow twisted, their bark streaked with veins of black. The silver runes here are almost entirely darkened, glowing with that same sickly yellow. After about 10 minutes of careful travel, the wisp slows near a rocky outcrop shrouded in thick moss. Behind a curtain of hanging vines, I spot a narrow crevice in the stone, an entrance. The wisp hovers at the opening, then winks out of sight, but I can still feel its presence, like a faint chill on the back of my neck. Elric whispers, "This is it. A den, or a nest." He readies his moonstone wand. They're inside. I push aside the vines and step into the crevice. The air inside is cold and smells of damp earth, rot, and that same metallic taint. The passage narrows for about 15 feet before opening into a low cavern. The walls are natural stone, but they've been carved with the same corrupted runes. These glow with a steady, malevolent yellow light, illuminating the space. In the center of the cavern lies a shallow pool of dark liquid, smaller than the taint well outside, but pulsing with the same rhythm. Kneeling beside it is the same commander-type creature that fled, its wounds partially closed, black ichor still oozing from where my teeth tore into it. It hasn't noticed us yet. Its attention is fixed on the pool, one clawed hand submerged as though in prayer. At the far end of the cavern, I see two more bonecracker wolves curled in a corner, asleep or resting. Elric slips in behind me, his eyes wide. That's the source, he breathes. That pool, it's connected to all of them. I grab a loose stone from the floor and hurl it toward the far corner of the cavern. It clatters against the wall, echoing in the closed space. Both bone cracker wolves snap awake instantly, heads whipping towards the noise. The commander type jerks its hand from the pool and rises, yellow eyes scanning the entrance. It sees us. A low, rattling growl builds in its throat. The two wolves move to flank it, hackles raised. Commander type snarls and dips a claw back into the dark pool. It flicks a glob of viscous corruption towards me. Elric raises his moonstone wand and fires a beam of silver light at the commander. It strikes true. Black smoke rises from the creature's shoulder. A bone crackle wolf lunges at me. He misses, its jaws snap inches from my leg. Second bone cracker circles to flank Elric. He takes damage and staggers. I swing my short sword at the nearest threat, which just tried to bite me. The wolf twists aside at the last moment. My blade grazes its flank but doesn't bite deep. The commander type hisses and leaps at me, claws extended. It misses it, overreaching, leaving itself open. Elric casts a quick warding charm on himself. A shimmering silver barrier flickers around him. He looks pale but determined. The first bonecracker wolf attacks me again. It hits, and I fall unconscious. The second bonecracker wolf attacks Elric. He misses. I stabilize. I remain unconscious, but I'm no longer dying. Commander type turns its attention to Elric. It swipes at him with a corrupted claw. Elric takes damage and crumples to the ground unconscious. The two wolves move to stand over Elric's body, snarling down at him, but they don't finish him off. Instead, they look to the commander. The commander steps toward the dark pool again, dipping its hands in. The runes on the walls brighten. I'm unconscious but stable. Elric is unconscious and bleeding out. The enemies are still present. Time passes, and the violet wisp I saw earlier reappears at the cavern entrance. It drifts slowly towards me, pulsing softly. It settles over my chest and a faint warmth spreads through my wounds. I wake up. I'm prone in my human form. The wisp flickers weakly and vanishes. The commander has its back to me, still manipulating the pool. The two wolves are still standing over Elric. I push myself up, gritting my teeth, and draw on my fighter's resilience once more. The commander hears me stir and whirls around, yellow eyes narrowing. The two wolves turn from Elric and face me, growling. I'm on my feet, armed with my short sword and shield. Elric is unconscious on the ground nearby. Commander type snarls and points a claw at me. The two wolves lunge. The commander type then steps towards me, claws raised. I swing my sword at the first bonecracker wolf, the one that just wounded me. My blade cuts deep into the creature's side. It yelps and staggers back, wounded but still standing. The first bonecracker wolf is badly hurt. Black ichor seeps from the wound, but still on its feet. The commander type lunges at me with both claws. I am unconscious again, and the two wolves ignore me and turn back towards Elric's unconscious form. I stabilize, but remain unconscious. The wolves sniff at Elric, but the commander barks a guttural command. They back away. The commander returns to the dark pool, kneeling beside it. The runes on the walls pulse brighter. A low hum fills the cavern. Elric and I lie unconscious on the cold stone floor. The corruption in the pool seems to be thickening, spreading tendrils of darkness across the ground toward the both of us. Time passes in the cavern. The hum grows louder. The dark tendrils from the pool creep closer to my unconscious form. Suddenly, a soft whoosh of air and a burst of silver light fills the space. A figure steps through the crevice entrance, clad in forest green robes embroidered with silver crescent moons and quills. She is a woman in her late 40s, sharp-eyed, with a moonstone-tipped staff held high. Two more scribe wardens flank her, each holding glowing lanterns. By the moon's grace, she murmurs, her eyes scanning the scene. The corrupted pool, the commander kneeling before it, the wolves, and Elric and I lying motionless. The commander snarls and rises, but the woman brings her staff down with a sharp crack. A wave of pure moonlight washes through the cavern. The wolves whimper and cower. The commander stumbles back, its form flickering as if destabilized. She orders her companions. I'll deal with this stain. One of the scribe wardens rushes to me, placing a hand on my forehead. Warmth floods my body. I am prone and in my human form. The scribe warden helps me sit up. Easy now, you're safe. Across the cavern, the lead woman chants in Celestial, her staff aimed at the dark pool. The commander makes a desperate lunge toward her, but one of the other wardens intercepts it with a shimmering barrier. I crawl across the cold stone floor to Elric's side. He's pale, his breathing shallow. The scribe warden who helped me sit up follows and kneels beside him. She produces a small vial of silvery liquid and tips it into Elric's mouth. His chest rises with a deeper breath, color returning to his cheeks. His eyes flutter open. Plasma? He rasps. The lead scribe warden's chanting rises to a crescendo. Her staff blazes with moonlight and beams of pure silver lance into the dark pool. The, the liquid thrashes and boils, letting out a piercing shriek that seems to come from the walls themselves. The commander-type creature convulses, black smoke pouring from its mouth and eyes before it collapses in a heap of ash. The two wolves turn to flee, but the other warden gestures. Vines of light erupt from the floor and bind them in place. The pool's glow fades, the runes on the walls dim to a dull, inert gray. Silence falls, broken only by the heavy breathing of the rescuers. The lead woman lowers her staff and turns to me and Elric. Her expression is stern, but not unkind. I am Elena, High Scribe Warden of the Lunar Quill. We detected a surge of corruption in this sector. She looks at Aaron. You were wise to send your distress signal, though cutting it so close was reckless. Elric manages a weak smile. The forest, it was moving faster than I predicted. Elena nods, then her gaze settles on me. Her eyes narrow slightly, not with hostility, but with sharp recognition. And you, your presence here is unusual. She doesn't elaborate, but her tone suggests she senses something about my nature. I think I'll leave it at that for this episode.